Hey, I'm Steph Gyocsi. I'm a three-time top performing operator from the Student Works Management Program and a former district manager as well. I finished the program about 2 years ago and have really kind of started my career out of that. And it's pretty crazy to think how different my life is as a result of that program. I know that's really vague, and there's probably a lot of people out there that say that, but just when I go and reflect on the skills that I learned from the program, the people that I've met, and the opportunities that I have now in a business career, it's pretty amazing to see the difference. So, I'm definitely ahead of where I thought I would be. And in terms of where I was before the program, I think that I was always someone who wanted to always be improving myself, work on things. I really had some big goals and big dreams. I was very impatient, so I really wanted to achieve things with a high sense of urgency. And I did feel fairly limited by the quote unquote normal jobs that are out there. With the part time hours in high school and really not knowing what you're going to do for a summer job in university was pretty unsettling for me. So, I really wanted to do something more. And that's kind of why I had the interest in the program in the first place, was just to have this sort of uncapped sort of earning potential, learn a bunch of great skills at such a young age, and really just push myself to do more and be more than what I was doing in high school. So I knew I wanted something different. I knew I wanted to set my resume apart. Being in business school, all the talk is about how to set yourself apart, how to get some experience that's going to help you stand out from the 500 or whatever other people in your program. And this for me was a great opportunity to be able to go and do that. And it's something that I was really clear on how much work it would be, how hard it would be. And I think that you know being in the program for 3 years and then being a district manager after that, it's true that you do have to put in the work, and that's not something that you should take lightly. But it's something that's fully worth it. You're going to have a lot of ups and downs, but it's really an awesome experience, and definitely a great way to earn some money, great way to learn a whole bunch. And I always say that I actually learned more from the program than I did from being in business school, which is sometimes a bit frustrating. And just with how high tuition is, but it's great experience, great earning potential, and overall it's a great opportunity. So before I actually got into the program, I did have a few reservations about it, or some hesitations, I guess you could say. For me, the main thing, I guess, was if I could actually earn the money that they were saying that I could earn. It seems pretty crazy when you're sitting in the info sessions and you hear the numbers and the size businesses that people are running. It actually is very possible. If you put in the time, you put in the work, you work with your district manager, you work in a really smart way, there's a lot of opportunity here. So for me, it's something where every year I saw my margins get higher and higher and higher, and I was actually working smarter and delegating things out. And the return on the effort and the time that I was putting in just got better and better every single year. But starting out, it was a real concern for me. I didn't want to go and just dump in all this energy and time into something and then not see the results for it. So there are some great systems in place. There's a lot of processes. There is a step-by-step way to run a business really successfully. And you do have a lot of coaching and support along the way, and a great sense of community around you. So tons of support makes things very doable and very possible, as long as you're willing to put in that time and the effort. That's really the biggest thing. I sometimes get asked, what I learned while I was working within Student Works. There's a lot to that. I actually at one point went and pulled out every single contract from every single job I did and wrote down one lesson that I learned from every single project. So I'm not going to go through all that. But one of the biggest things for me is that relationships really are everything. They're going to be the backbone for the rest of your life. It's who you know, it's who you can lean on, it's who can help you out, who you can help out. And just to have that sense of teamwork kind of throughout your life is really important. And overall, you're put into this pool of people in the program that are also incredibly driven, incredibly hardworking, very ambitious, and who will follow through on what they plan on doing. So you really get elevated by the people that you're around, and that sense of community is something that honestly I was told while I was in the program that the sense of community and that culture that's within Student Works doesn't really exist anywhere else. And I remember when I left the program, I was like, I'm sure I'll find it. It's fine. And now that I've worked in a few other companies since leaving the program, it's very true that it's a very unique sense of culture, where everybody is so aligned and so similar, not just in terms of age and interests and whatnot, but it's also how driven people are, how ambitious people are, where people see their lives going, and it makes you better, just by being around those sorts of people. So I also really learned that integrity and how you define it is going to be the key to your success. If you don't follow through on the little things, you can't really expect to get the big things that you want out of life. So again, it's doing what you say you're going to do. It's following through. A lot of these values are actually taught within the program, but it's also a lot of just common sense stuff that once you hear it, it makes a ton of sense, but it takes you hearing it for it to really sink in. And that's what the program's really amazing for. I also really just got to think bigger and to have bigger goals and really push myself. And, whether that's, you want to become a Mexico level operator or run a 100K business or whatever it is, I think that being around this group of people really gets you to think differently and on a bigger scale. And it's something that's very possible, even if you're in school full time. And obviously that's what it's designed for, is for you to be able to run your business around school and balance both and succeed in both. So those are some of the big kind of takeaways that I had from the program and what it really takes to be successful in it. I think that, in terms of how it's benefited me or where I am in life now because of the Student Works program, obviously the main one is career, not just in terms of income and experience, but just the sense of freedom that I have now leaving the program. I'm fortunate to end up in a kind of like a corporate sales job where I do have a lot of freedom throughout the day to build my own schedule, still live somewhat of a pretty entrepreneurial kind of life. And for me, that sense of freedom is incredibly important. So, you'll take what you want from the program. You'll go into it looking for a certain thing, and you might end up getting that, but you're also going to get a bunch of other really awesome things that you didn't expect. For me, it was really the people that I met that, from the program that really made everything that much better. From fellow operators to district managers to the painters that you hire. It's really this really unique group of people that I didn't really realize would be so unique while I was applying, while I was going through the program. But in hindsight, looking back, it's arguably the best thing that could have happened from the program is who you meet. So it's advanced my career. It's socially made things amazing. And then the last one that I really didn't expect to get from the program was how much it actually benefited my mental health and what came out of that. I think that you really get pushed to your limits. You really get stretched. And some days you might feel like quitting, but you have people around you to help you out. And you really get to see what you're capable of and what you're made of. And you see what happens when you're really, like I said, stretched to your limits. And it's just the most rewarding thing in the world to really be pushed to do more than you thought you were capable of, and then to look back and realize that, wow, you actually got through that. And you had people there with you along the way. And that's something that once you do the program, once you get into it, you realize how much you've grown and gained from that, and what's now possible for your future as well. Because, around the time that you're in first or second or third year of school, maybe fourth year, and you're getting into the program, you're still relatively so young. And to see the potential that's going to happen and what's possible for yourself afterwards is really amazing. So I think that just mentally it's tough, it's challenging, but it's so incredibly worth it. And you grow so much as a person as a result. So needless to say, I would highly recommend it for everybody, whether you're in business or not. And you really just do get to grow. You get the experience, and you do set yourself apart, and it's overall just a wonderful experience.